Every day when I wake up, I have an urge to go out there and see something brand new. It can become an addiction. After you step off of a plane and go on a hike in the middle of Iceland, you realize there is so much more out there than you will ever be able to experience if you just stay in your hometown or country for the remainder of your life. Not to mention, countries like the US are so big that you'll never be able to see everything contained in your native country. I take just as many trips to explore the US as I do to explore the world. I'll never see it all, but I'm sure going to try like heck. That's why being able to travel on the go is so important to me. At the end of the day, I value my freedom and the ability to travel, which I guess you can say makes me just another classic millennial. The difference is that I have gone out there and laid the foundation for this kind of lifestyle. If you've read my other books, bear with me. I'm going to briefly give you some insights into who I am and why I'm qualified to write on how to make money online. Your resident digital nomad, Alex Fasulo. I fondly title myself your resident digital nomad in my Instagram biography because that term has really come to define me, my values and my lifestyle. I grew up in upstate New York and attended SUNY Geneseo for a bachelor's in political science. I immediately went to work in the NYS Assembly as a political press coordinator, where I was fortunate enough to receive training in public relations management, writing and editing. From there I moved to New York City for a PR job that I quit 4 weeks later. I'm not someone who quits things. I just knew I couldn't work that job any longer. I had no choice but to make something happen. I went home that night and dove into Fiverr.com, the freelancing site I had been casually using for the last year. In just a few weeks, I was making enough money to work from home. I didn't have to go get another terrible job. I had tasted pure and unadulterated freedom, and I knew it was dangerous. How would I ever return to the 9-to-5 world? I simply couldn't, which is why I knew I had to make this lifestyle a reality. Fast forward a few years to April 2017, when Fiverr featured me in the rollout of their Pro platform. I was now the top 1% vetted talent on the platform, which means my income skyrocketed overnight. By June 2018, I was on CNBC as a 25-year-old freelancer who makes $150,000 in 6 months working from her laptop. The article went viral, and after a few more features, plus a mention in Entrepreneur Mag, here I am. The point of my story is that I am no different than you. I am a classic 26-year-old millennial who loves Instagram a little too much. I like to travel. I value my personal time. And I find that with technology, we can be strategically productive without wasting time in an office setting. I didn't necessarily seek out this lifestyle. It found me. However, after just a few days of tasting it, I will never go back. I've learned in just 4 years how to earn a serious living for yourself, not only working from home, but working on the go. I won't lie to you and say that it's an easy lifestyle. I work more than I ever did in regular 9-to-5 jobs, but it's worth it to me. So, before you continue reading this book, the first thing you need to ask yourself if you want to be digital is this: are you ready to work long, hard and complicated hours for personal freedom? I'm going to share with you my top 10 tips for making money on the road while you travel. This is a travel book that you're going to need if you are about to foray into the freelancing waters. And for those of you already freelancing, I hope you find some insight into bringing your personal business with you on the road. Let's begin.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.